It's the equivalent of a hitter in the 9th inning with 2 outs and the winning run on base, looking at strike 1, looking at strike 2, fouling off strike 3, watching the first baseman drop the ball, and now you get another pitch, and you hit it over the fence. And so you literally go from the depths of despair, because that's where they were with a minute 13 on the clock. That entire sideline was like, our biggest nightmare just happened. The guy that we ran out of here and we got rid of and has been smack-talking us just scored 17 on us in the 4th, and we're going to start 0-1. That's where they were. And then they got one more pitch, and Cade York hit it out of the park. We're going to do nicknames for him, right?
Speaking of Cade York, let's do that because we got a ton of submissions, and whenever we get submissions from the internet, it's brought to you by our favorites at PCC Airfoils. Are you looking for a job with career advancement and great benefits? PCC Airfoils is a leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC Airfoils in Eastlake, Mentor, Wickliffe, and Minerva are hiring for all positions starting at $18 and up, plus full benefit packages, paid time off, and a signing bonus. You can apply online at precast.com/careers to learn more. Bull is doing better, by the way.
Yes, his wife came to get him,
better.
Or did he drive home himself?
Bull says he feels good enough to drive home. He's going to text us as soon as he gets back.
Let us know when he makes it home.
By the end of the show, when he makes it back to
Did he look
house.
better before he left?
He did. He actually looked like a lot more colored. Come back to his face. Took a little venture to the bathroom after his debacle on set.
I was a little concerned.
He's feeling better. So prayers up for Bull.
Yep.
We will let you guys know. But we asked the internet yesterday. Let's take Tag Board Full here. After his performance in his debut, 4 for 4, the game winner, we said Cade York needs a nickname. Because why not? Every great kicker has a nickname. And we got over 200 responses. We're going to go through the 8 favorites we picked, and we're just going to see if any of those you think are worthy of sticking.
Okay.
So let's run through these
before
quickly.
we give any of them, it'll never beat the best kicker nickname of all time.
What is?
Martin Gramatica, Automatica.
Automatic.
That was pretty damn good, because there for a stretch with the Bucks, he was automatic.
I will say, a lot of people said Legatron, and people were like, but that was Greg Zerloin. That's already been used.
Yeah.
You can't recycle
that's true.
nickname for a separate kicker. So Legatron, while it is a good nickname, is not in the running.
Off
for
the
this.
table.
Off the table.
Okay.
So I just want to clear that out.
All right.
All right, let's get to the first one. This is from Landscape Daddy, the big Kikuna.
It doesn't roll off the
It's
tongue.
a little hard to say.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the first one. Let's go to the next one, Anthony. Das Boot.
That's funny.
It was Oktoberfest this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel like as a young street kid, I can't really kind of say Das Boot.
Yeah. I don't, there's
don't
so
really
many
hit-
negative connotations
right.
with that, too.
Yeah, just like, pause.
All right, what else we got?
Number 3. How about Cade Torque?
I think we'll know it when we see it.
Yeah,
we haven't seen
right.
it yet.
We're
We're waiting.
200 to go
We're
through. Let's
still
go
waiting.
next one.
We're
Yeah.
still waiting. We
Okay.
haven't
Waiting.
seen it.
The Duke of York.
I thought about that in my
Okay,
head.
now that's
Not
kinda
bad.
cool.
That's not
That's not
bad.
bad. Duke
Yeah,
of York.
that's
I like
kinda
Okay,
that.
halfway through, number 5. Cade the Cannon.
Ooh,
That's
Nice
that's
little gift.
interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
that's very interesting.
Okay.
Number 6. Big Kick Energy.
That sounds like an energy drink.
Kick energy.
Mountain Dew. Big
I have
Kick
to
Energy.
say,
It's a playoff of another type of.
it is
right.
a play off another
Big
nickname.
blank energy.
Brian Hartline could use this one.
But I gotta say, I kind of like that.
It's kind of funny.
You're right.
Pause.
You're absolutely right.
Hey, pause that.
You're absolutely right.
Two more.
I had to
okay.
think about
Next one,
that.
Anthony.
As soon as I saw it, I said,
Yeah,
"That's what
that's
that is."
How about York-O-Matic?
York-O-Matic.
Nah.
It's a collar for a dog.
Yeah.
And the last
It's the
one.
York-O-Matic.
Phil Dawson 2, Electric Boogaloo.
No,
Nah, that's
absolutely
not gonna happen. Sorry, tall
absolutely,
man.
absolutely.
The Duke
So
of
those were 8
And
of
I
the
like tall
200
men. Shout
plus
out
we
to him
got.
too.
So
Too many to go through all 200. Was any of those stick out?
I
as your
think
favorite?
Big Kick Energy
Big
is
Kick-
great, man.
yeah, like
I can't go
the
with
cannon.
that. I can't go with that.
The cannon.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it unless you take your mind to another place. Then there is.
Or you listen to a lot of songs
Even-
on the radio.
Yeah.
It's always out there.
Wow.
I happen to love that. So what is it? Is it the Duke of York?
Duke of York
I don't
is
think
kind
we've
of.
seen it yet.
I agree.
So
with you.
we have two possibles. Run the next to tomorrow. Run the next
run it-
next
we
next.
got-
Couple
segment.
submissions from YouTube real quick. We have Clutch Cade. We have the Yorkie.
Nope.
We have another Clutch Cade. The Iron Leg. The Tripod.
These are all.
I think
these
Big
are
Kick
pause.
Energy is better than the tripod.
These are pause.
The tripod.
Pause.
The YouTube chat gets. That's why we love the YouTube chat. We see them all. We love them.
No, absolutely. Hey.
It's unhinged, uncontrolled. We have to be censored a little bit. The YouTube chat is certainly not. That's why we love the YouTube chat.
What did you just say? Unhinged?
Well, like they have no censor. They can say whatever they
No,
want.
Yeah,
no,
he's
no.
talking about, he said
That ain't bad for.
the chat is,
the chat.
is unhinged.
Yeah, the chat. It's worse than the Raiders' home team crowd. The chat be brutal.
So you have to give her name as equivalent. He's a weapon. You bring it out at special occasions, right?
Yeah.
Like yesterday, because I was like this, Jay, down the stretch here. I said, we still got 13 seconds. We still running another play.
Yeah.
I get a quick
Yeah.
quick in and out real quick,
Right.
right? I said, get him just a little closer.
You know, you guys are going to. I can't believe I was doing this. I was rooting for the Browns to get to the 50-yard line and no more, because I wanted him to break the record in his first game.
First game.
I'm going to be stunned if he doesn't break the record,
I was
because
like-
he's and okay. So I think you and I were texting on the chain yesterday about something that I saw.
Wait, before you say that.
Yeah.
Steve Becker told me I need to mention this. We have a group chat for the show.
Yes.
And during games, we all expected it to get a little hopping. We were all talking about the game.
Yeah.
And then Steve decided to add Tim Couch, DeQuell Jackson, and
Yeah.
Leo Horde to the mix. And Tim Couch immediately texted me on the side. He goes, "How do I get out of this?"
He couldn't concentrate because
And then
the text
DeQuell
replied.
texted me and goes, "How do I mute this?"
Yeah.
And then Leroy was the one who was texting the most.
Leroy was absolutely leading the league in text.
Regular guest
I
on
was
the
watching
show.
the game.
Yeah.
I muted everybody.
I would read like 20 after, I would miss a bunch.
muted
and then
everybody.
I'd
I'm like, I gotta watch the game.
But back to the Cade York thing. I can't remember which field goal it was. One of his 4 field goals.
36-yarder in the fourth quarter.
Okay, he runs onto the field. Now, they were in chew the clock mode, obviously.
Yep.
So he was in position, and the line was down, and the play clock was at 16 or 17 seconds. And I thought to myself, wow, why are they there? He's going to essentially ice himself.
Yeah.
Because in trying to chew that, the last thing a kicker wants to do, it's like a golfer that stands over the ball
Stand out there, right?
longer than he normally does. Right. Kickers have a rhythm and a routine, and they are freaks about it. Trust me, I've talked to many of them about their ritual and their routine. Mm-hmm. And if one thing is different, then it's in their head,
right,
and they're more likely to miss because they're thinking about something else. He stood there, and I've never seen this. He stood there for 15 seconds.
Like this.
Milking the clock, and I'm like, this dude is a boss. I mean, he's got onions. He's literally icing himself. They finally snapped it when the play clock got to 1 or 2 seconds. Boom. Split the uprights.
He wasn't thrilled with that.
I'm sure he wasn't.
And he said that was all on him.
It was. He's not supposed to go out there until.
Yeah. He said
Until it's time.
they got lined up too early. That was his fault.
Was he anxious and that's why he got there early, or what?
I think probably just nerves. Rookie
Just
first game.
excited to get out
First
there.
time at the show. It's just like the free throw shooter, right? You don't want to go to stand in the line where they're still jerking with the ball with the referee still handling the ball under the basket.
Yeah.
You know, there's a rhythm here. You step up, do
Yes.
your thing.
And it's like a free throw shooter for you.
And get it done.
You have
right?
you know,
but
you
I'm not
dribble
gonna
3
I'm
times.
not going to
spin
sit
it
there
backwards.
for 20 seconds.
No. Especially, you know.
And then you surrounded by all the people.
It was nuts. I was watching it, and when he made it, I'm like, this dude is sweating ice cubes.
You know
out
why?
there.
It's like you go to the bar and you sitting there, right? And your man say, I ain't talking to nobody until last call for alcohol. And then all of a sudden, he got a bad one with him. I'm like, where did you get that from? Last call, you had to put no work in? No work at all? You said, yeah, I'm going to get 2 shots, last call for alcohol. I said, you're a bad man. You almost let the shot clock run down on you, bro.
Well, that's what Cade did. And
Jay,
yeah.
I got 3 more really good submissions from YouTube.
Oh,
He's
wonderful.
actually,
okay.
how about Lethal Weapon 3?
Oh,
That's nice.
that's
nice.
leader in the clubhouse.
That's nice.
That is, you know what? That's the
it.
leader in the
Anthony, go back
clubhouse.
on the
That's
YouTube.
it.
Someone
Keep
put
That's
that
it.
on the
Anthony,
YouTube
No,
chat.
Anthony,
I don't wanna hear no
wait,
more.
You want to get traction on this, Anthony? Make a kick-ass graphic right now, like a movie poster,
Out of
with
thin
him
air.
cut out like
Give me a
celebrating
cocktail.
or kicking Lethal Weapon 3, and that will be trending, and that's going to stick.
That's nice.
Who's that from?
That was from Bobby C, you said? Bobby C on YouTube.
Bobby, we're going to give you all the credit because that's
That's
going to
fire.
stick.
That's
the
nice.
media loves stuff like
That's
this.
it. That's it.
That's
That
nice.
is
Done.
it.
You want to hear the other 2 good ones?
I don't even think we need to hear them, but go ahead.
Go ahead. We give you a shout out.
The Closer.
Nope.
Okay, it's better than anything we had before, but
Yeah, it
not
was.
better than LW3.
AK 47.
But that's a 47.
Yeah, no. Why
I
is
like
it
Lethal
7?
Weapon 3. I think
Yeah,
Lethal Weapon
Lethal Weapon 3 is it.
That's it. We'll have a graphic by this afternoon.
The sooner you get it out and get it on out
Hey.
there on Twitter, it's going to trend, and that's going
Hey.
to stick.
Hey.
Lethal Weapon
And Bull
3.
made it home, by the way. Bull is home.
Oh,
safe.
good.
Good.
So
Bull,
we can confirm
Bull,
that.
turn off the show. I know Bull. He's going to say, oh, what are they saying about me? Bull, we love you.
No,
We do.
No,
And we're not saying anything bad.
No Guardians, and you can't have ice cream either. No ice cream when you get home. You drinking Gatorades, electrolytes, and soups.
Hydrate.
I want to see you over at Mitchell's, bro. I got your picture up front. You take care of yourself, dog.
Yeah. And ratchet down the care factor on 10.
Yeah.
You know,
that ain't
what was
happening.
weird was he was fine until he mentioned the Bengals.
Yeah.
He literally, at the first mention of the Bengals, he stopped.
Man.
And I thought it was an act because I thought, oh, he's.
He was like, hold on.
And it was
So did
not.
Director Steve. That's why he took the shot.
It was not an act. He was so sick over the Bengals.
I'm leaning over like, why are you doing a close up?
Hey, I'm just thankful. I'm so thankful. I mean, for a million reasons, but I don't know how Bull would be standing upright right now if the Browns had lost that game.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
Especially the way it unfolded.
if you haven't watched the post game show, the 2-minute post game, make sure you can go back and you can see our initial reaction. We took at 2 minutes for the post game. We came on right when it was the thick of things, right? So you had the Browns were losing. Baker had just moved his team downfield.
What was his reaction when Baker?
Bull was going crazy, and then his other reaction was he told McNuggets, "Hey guys, I got an update for the Bengals and Steelers."
Oh yeah, and McNugget said no one wants to hear it.
No one wants to hear that.
Yeah, no one wants to hear it.
Listen, you guys
so
always say,
that's
put your
right
foot
when
down.
I joined it, and the first thing I heard was McNuggets telling Bull,
No one wants
no
to hear
one
it."
wants to hear that right now. We're talking about the Browns. I was like, wow, look at Mikey.
That's the point.
Y'all been telling me to put my foot down.
Make sure
Put my
you
foot
subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check us
tell
out. The 2
everybody
minute
how many
warning.
views the post-game show got yesterday.
How many? Where we up to in the?
Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up. Hey, Steve, can we take the cold? You
I
want
think it
to
was
hear
like
the cold open again?
18,000.
You want to see
18,000.
Bull before the sickness?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's play the cold open
Yeah.
again, Steve, and play it the whole way through this time. We cut it out about 5 seconds early. But, yeah, we'll get you that number in 1 sec.
It's big.
It's
By
a
the
lot.
way, you haven't solved the kicker issue until just because you draft.
No.
This always drives me crazy. When people draft, it's like, well, we solved our problem.
No, we
well,
don't know
the guy
that
you're
yet.
replacing him, the guy who's being replaced, you thought that guy solved the problem.
Yeah.
So until the guy plays good football in the NFL, whatever position, you didn't replace the guy.
Brad.
Here comes the snap. The kick is up. I can't see it. I think it's good. I think it's good. It's good. He made the kick. He made the kick. Oh, Cade York, baby. Baker, you suck, Baker. Cade York made the kick.
How does Baker get it?
Good draft pick.
Just
Hey,
internet
congrats
is
to
6
Jay. He finally got
minutes
something
behind.
right. It was a good
Yeah.
pick by Cade York.
Jeff don't know what's going
You a
on.
roll runner down there? What's going on?
So upper right, Jeff Lloyd, who you do the Lockdown Browns podcast with, hadn't seen the kick yet.
Neither had I.
And McNuggets, you guys, I don't know, you guys are streaming through your toilet or something. I don't know why, but they're way
Bro,
behind.
dial
And
up.
when Bull is screaming and yelling, and guess what? Half of the panel didn't see it yet, so
Yeah.
I'm sure half of the people that were watching at
Yeah,
that time
yep.
didn't see it yet either.
Yeah,
And there's nothing worse than having a big play spoiled by someone who's faster on TiVo or whatever the hell it is.
You saw Bull. As soon as Bull said it, I was going crazy. I was watching it on the computer, and then like 5-6 seconds later, the timeline goes crazy. Like they won.
I love how he immediately gets a Baker, you suck.
I love how Baker caught a stray there. Like,
That's
just
right.
Look at Jeff.
Baker did his job. Baker got him down the field, put him in
I know,
position.
not on the field. Did everything he could do in the fourth quarter. You suck.
Jay asked me to put together a montage of both that first 9 minutes.
Oh, it would have been so good.
The issue is he's not looking. He's looking at the game the whole time. So
Yeah.
it's only these quick flashes. It didn't make sense in a
That didn't
linear
work?
format. No, it didn't. I tried. I was gonna put really sad music to it too, but it just
Bull-
it didn't work. So I
Bull-
apologize to the viewers.
I wanted to tap dance on him because on the show, you started the cold open with him saying, just because you drafted a kicker.
Well, do you want to hear your SOT from that same day? You want to revisit what you said on that exact same day in that
Sure.
exact same discussion?
If you have
Play
it.
this- Oh, of course we got it. Come on.
All
What do we
right.
do here?
Hey.
This is from May.
That's why he was yelling at me, because I said,
This is
we
what
got
Jay
our
said.
kicker.
Yeah, let's play it.
history will tell us whether or not this was a good pick. But in the here and now, they had a glaring need for a kicker. And I think that the stats that jumped out most to me, first of all, I love the fact that he kicked at a school where there were high-pressure kicks.
Yeah.
He won a national championship.
Yeah.
He played in huge games, and he was trotted out there to make kicks that were make-or-break kicks.
Yeah.
In fact, he beat Florida and your guy, McPherson, with like a 52-yarder in the fog. That was one of the great kicks I've seen in college football history.
Yeah.
Couldn't even see the uprights. The numbers that really jumped out at me about Cade York, and DeQuell, this is, I think, what really changes the game. He was 15 of 19 on kicks greater than 50 yards.
Yeah.
I just think it brings so many more scoring opportunities to a team when you've got a guy that you can throw out there and not hope that he makes it, but you've got numbers that can say he should make this kick.
Okay, get your victory lap on. Okay.
No,
there you go. He was on that.
I got it.
Had that.
I got it.
You was
But
the facts.
but that's when Bull was like, just because you drafted a kicker doesn't mean you have your guy.
That was the exact response to
Yeah,
that
so
comment.
we just kind of play them out of order. But we had drafted guys before. I think in the last 7 or 8 years, we drafted 2 or 3 kickers between Siebert and Zane Gonzalez, and there might have been one other one in
Joseph,
there.
was Joseph a guy?
Joseph.
What's his name?
Greg Joseph.
Greg
he wasn't
Joseph. He
drafted.
wasn't drafted.
No.
I just got him.
But I think when they drafted those guys, I just wasn't excited about either of them. I think the pedigree of Cade York is what really excited me. Plus, I had talked to a couple of other general managers that said he'll probably be the only kicker drafted, and your team in that division better get him. This was before the draft, by the way. I thought they'd get him 5th or 6th round. The only argument I thought was it too soon? But what's amazing, and I think they had the best kickers in the league are in the AFC North now.
Yes.
But what's crazy is, and he's going to miss kicks, and he's going to miss big kicks that cost the Browns the game in that moment. It's going to happen. It happens to every kicker. But Chris Boswell yesterday made a game-winning kick, but also missed a couple of kicks that would have won the game. And Evan McPherson, who was touted last year as the, numbers-wise, the most clutch kicker the postseason has ever seen. I think he was 12 of 12 or 14 of 14.
He was spraying it everywhere.
He missed 2 kicks that would have won the game. Now, I know they were dealing with a snapper issue, but as Bull would say, I don't want to hear excuses.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
You missed, bro.
And they missed. And our guy's going to miss. Lethal Weapon 3. It feels good to use that for the first time. Lethal Weapon 3 is going to miss some kicks. But I think over the long haul, he's going to make a hell of a lot more. And he changes the way this team plays football.
Jay,
He has a swagger that kickers don't normally have. And I talked to him about it in the locker room. And I actually, the tweet that we showed earlier, I told him that.
That's so funny, by the
I said,
way.
you going in the Ring of Honor next Sunday? And he was like, oh, man, don't even.
he was pretty oblivious to it after the game. I'm very calm in the interview that Didi had with him. I saw him. I was like, he was basically like.
He expects to make it. That's why.
I was a little nervous at the beginning, and he said they didn't trot me out in the beginning because they didn't want to have me do a 50-yard as my first one.
Right.
Which was smart, I think.
But he came along. But you know what it reminds me of? The Browns drafting Cade York. Remember when they drafted Ray Guy, the punter out in Oakland?
Oh, God, did the Raiders take heat? They drafted him in the first round.
Right. Took heat.
Oh, my God.
Whatever.
And ended up, I mean, I think probably average-wise there's been better kickers, but he was the best kicker in the game for a long time.
He was bombing balls.
Yeah, and that kick
a
was,
weapon.
They also took heat when they took Sebastian Janikowski in the first round,
Yeah.
and he was a long-time kicker for them that really had a powerful leg.
I love the draft pick as well. I was on record doing radio shows saying I love it. If you don't have a kicker, draft one. You keep drafting one until you find
Till you
one.
get one.
It was the one position. First of all, NFL games are decided by 3 points or less.
Yeah.
All the time.
Every week.
I have the percentages. It's like 40% or something.
Yeah.
And so you need to start putting more emphasis on that position rather than treat it so flippantly of don't draft a kicker. Teams need to start spending more resources on it.
That's right.
And it was the one position where they could get the number one guy on their board. They couldn't get it at defensive tackle, linebacker, receiver, quarterback. No other spot by the time they drafted they get the number one guy on their board. They could at kicker.
Vegas had the line of the game as a 1 point favorite for Carolina. 1 point. So that tells you right there.
Yeah.
You didn't need 7.
But I told him, I said, when we were talking after the game, I said, like, most kickers just try and keep their heads down, their mouths shut. I said, like, you've got a swagger
He
about
does.
you that I don't see. And
That's why big
you don't
kick
see
energy kind of fits him.
And at first he was like,
He's got it. He knows he's got it.
At first he was like, and then he was like, yeah, you know what? I do have
Yeah.
it.
Guys-
I like that he embraces that.
Yeah.
Guys,
And-
I tell you what, man. Y'all don't see it coming. It's building. To play the way the Browns need to play, right? To play that conservative ball control, keep the ball from other people, only give you a little bit of
With
possessions.
their run game, too.
30
Games are going to be decided by kicks at the end.
30. I looked up. They had almost double. It was like 30 minutes of possession time with the football compared to what?
Oh,
They
no,
had-
it was like 38 to 22.
and
They dominated every stat in the game and almost lost.
And here's the thing. Well, that's the way you play on the margins. Like when you play that kind of game, you got to play on the margins. But if you look at Buffalo, and we haven't talked about that game so much, if you wanna go out and throw the ball 100 times against Buffalo, they're gonna hang. You're gonna get hung 70 on you. You did you see the way the Chargers play? When you play those teams, you're going to have to play defense.
I thought the Chargers underperformed a little.
They did. But
I don't know if that was a testament to the Raiders' defense, but I thought the Chargers would hang 48.
But this is crazy. They didn't play their best game. And
No, they
They
didn't.
still look like.
I thought the Raiders definitely had, outside of Devontae Adams, who, by the way, are you kidding me? What was his?
He was absurd.
It's like every time they needed to complete him. I don't know why they ever ran a ball or ran a play that didn't go to him, because nobody can cover him.
He finished with 10 receptions, 141 yards, and a touchdown. He was targeted 17 times.
Ooh,
Unbelievable.
that's his boy.
Spoon fed.
Unbelievable.
And
You don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be scratching his head?
And you know what I want,
he
Brad?
look.
He had nobody to throw to
You
yesterday.
know what
Aaron
I want?
Rodgers.
That we talked about this earlier. Hey, it's at one point in time they're gonna put 9 people up there. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
He stopped me.
So the question is, can he be can Chubb be the Devontae Adams? Because I think he's the same caliber player at his position, at the other position.
And I think that's how we're going to have to win. I mean, this is not going to be a team that blows you out by 21 points, 24
No.
points. This is not. We're going to get grimy,
Close games,
and everybody's going to be involved
last 2
in
minutes.
it.
Yep.
You're going to be counted on here. Jacoby said you're going to be counted on here to manage the game. But the bread and butter is Chubb and Hunt. That's the bread and butter. So stop me.
Stop me.
Stop me.
Because I'm gonna hit you over the head.
Well, that
with
should
him.
empower the offensive line to be
Nuggets,
like,
what's up?
I
What
got
you
to
got?
clear some holes here.